Hi everybody, welcome to Authors Republic's video tutorial on how to remove or increase low RMS. So first of all, you want to have two things open for this. The location of where your file is. Now I've just gone ahead and put a file here, called it low RMS, so we know what we're working on here. The second thing you want to have open is Audacity. Audacity is a program that we use here at Authors Republic to correct any issues. It's a free tool, so if you don't have access to anything paid, then it's our recommendation that you use it. This will allow you to go in and make a lot of corrections that you can use. So as you can see on the timeline, this audio is appearing very, very small. But what we're actually viewing here is the frequency and not the decibel range. So in this version of Audacity, what you want to do is click on the arrow drop down over here. And you're going to want to set it to waveform dB, and that's going to show you the actual volume and not frequencies. As you can see, a big change has occurred here. So the next thing you want to do is select your track. We can just click over here. It'll highlight the entire track. And you want to go up to Analyze, Contrast, and Measure Selection. You don't need to do both of these, just the first one. And what this does is it measures everything that you have selected on this track, and it gives you a measurement of the RMS. So with our measurement, you can see this is negative 34.73, which is below the negative 23 to negative 18 RMS that all of our retailers currently require. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the quickest way you can get this boosted right now. There is another more elaborate way if you're really far below, but we'll cover that in a different video. So in this video, which is going to be the quicker way, it should help alleviate most instances of low RMS, but there is another way, which helps if you're way, way too low. But we'll do this one first. So we're going to close this window and make sure we're selected again. And then you want to go up to Effect and Amplify. Amplify does basically what it says it's going to do. It boosts the levels of the entire track that you've got selected. So you can either boost it by a certain amount of amplification, or you can tell the software, I want a new peak amplitude. So how high is it going to be when it's peaking? Make sure you don't have allow clipping on. You definitely don't want that. It sounds terrible. So what you want to do is you want to hit -6. And what that does is it brings your highest of high levels up to -6 dB. And you'll also notice that it adjusted the amplification up here to match what that's going to be down here. Hit OK. Now on longer tracks, this can take a while, but on a shorter track like this one, it's pretty quick. But you'll notice that all of the levels jumped up quite a bit. So now with the entire track selected, when we go back to Analyze and Contrast and Measure Selection, there we go. We're up to -20.48, which is well within our dB requirements, and the problem's now fixed. Now from here, you don't just close everything out, because with this fixed track, you now need to export it. So go to Export, Export as MP3, and if you're doing this to multiple files, you want to do this using Export Multiple instead of just clicking each individual file and doing them one at a time. That'll save you a ton of time, but in this case, since we just have the one track, we're going to stick with export as MP3. So if you look, we have a few other tracks we're working on here, but let's just say that because we fixed it, we want to have a new folder. So we'll right-click, go New, Folder, and we're going to call this Fixed Tracks. Hit Enter, and then we'll just go into this folder. Usually what we'll do is we'll rename the track so that we don't get it confused with the original. So even like a dash and then fixed in the name. And then you're going to come down here and you want to make sure that all your variables are set correctly. So you want it to be a constant bit rate of 192 in stereo. Now you can force export to mono, but in this case, the track we're already working on is in mono. So saving it in stereo won't create a stereo track, but usually it's safer just to leave it in stereo. So we'll save, it exports our track, and we're all done. So since we already have our fixed track open here, let's go back and look at that problem track. So here's our original problem track. We'll take the fixed track, And if you pull that problem track back in, you can even compare the difference right here. And you can see, once we've put it in waveform, that there's a huge difference right here. So that's going to be it for this Authors Republic tutorial video. I really hope that helps you with a basic understanding of how to adjust your RMS levels. Have a great day, and we'll see you in another video.